and welcome to another episode of Word Up. Thank you very much for joining me. Please like and subscribe it because, you know, Mama needs new shoes. But here, I just wanted to let you know that this is an official apology. I have been feeding you fake news. Fake news. I've been telling you all about this gig that I'm doing in the Fiddlers on Saturday the 19th of August. And it turns out that I haven't a fiddler's fuck. I'm talking a load of fiddlers because it's not. It is a Sean. It's actually in Crumlin United Football Club. Woo! The big CUF, the cuff. So yeah, it's up there. I had no idea where it is. My Google Maps will tell me on the day of. But yeah, so just double check that because I know a few people actually got in touch with me saying that they were going to go and they'll be sitting in the Fiddlers with fuck all to do. If, in fact, it is in Crumlin United Football Club. But we'll have a brilliant episode coming up for you today because there's two Bronaghs. You have double the Bronaghs, double the fun. Decided to get another female comedian on. A comedian. Not only any comedian, a Brónagh comedian from West Belfast. So I hope you really enjoy the next episode with Brónagh and Nicaoidh. Thank you. I thank you very much. So isn't it?
Well, being vegan is single. I feel vegan, like if you're doing it like...
That's why vegans all team up together, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why it's like a...
Yeah, if you're going to be vegan, get a rich boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah. So, and my dog is on... my dog's on a raw diet. So
right.
Carnivore raw diet.
Yeah.
And I was vegan. So I couldn't even like slide a wee bit of fucking tofu to him or nothing. You know?
Away.
So I had to make a decision, I had to do it. But I'll go back to it once...
I thought you were thinking, I can't even slide a wee bit of his raw steak onto my plate.
No, it fucking stinks or smell raw food.
It smells,
the tripe.
yeah, it smells weird, like, but I have to say I'm a pure carnivore, like, I like my steaks bloody, you know, wipe its arse and put it on the plate.
You should watch this documentary. It's by Earthling Ed. It's called The Land of Hope and Glory. It's on YouTube. And I'm not easy turned. I used to work in healthcare. I used to clean arses, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up my knees and shit all the time. And I watched this and it got me.
Scada Felix out there, they would absolutely love that.
Pardon?
The word of the... We have a dirty word every week and there are people who are like into coprophilia or scatophilia and it's basically, you know, getting sexual arousal out of shite. So... They'd love
I've got a story about that, but
go.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I can.
Alright, okay. So you were turned by this documentary?
Yeah, like it took a good 40 minutes into the documentary before I got turned. But like, it was mad. It was mad. There's a book. It's like you see the wee piglets and all. You see all the like chickens go, like losing their manes. Like they go absolutely apeshit. Like they go literally insane. Really? Start eating each other and all.
Okay.
And like you see all the wee like crusty chickens and then.
Crusty chickens. Now it's what KFC does. It's in this lovely crust.
Did you see the heads and all fucking in the KFC?
Oh yeah.
The one that stuck with me was this wee itty bitty pig, right?
Oh, did it have wee glintnets and all? Like dead cute? Did it have a bow on it?
No, it looked rabbit, but like it still was like a wee like small smelly thing. And your mom was like, it was all deformed because it's all like inbred and all, and it had this mad tooth. What? Mad tooth up in there.
The pig was deformed or the man that was killing it was deformed?
The man that was doing it was clearly deformed as well, like doing that fucking... He just took it, this bare pig.
So that
this raw pig.
Right? Raw pig.
Took a fucking set of pliers, pulled the tooth out, and the pig's all fucking, oh my god, I don't know. But it was...
A talking pig?
I know, that's it. I know that's how fucking deformed it was.
That's fucking terrible that they killed a talking pig.
They didn't kill it, pulled the tooth out. So let it run look.
Why did they pull its tooth out?
Because it was all like deformed. Do you know people are like...
They wanted it to look nicer, did they?
No, because it was a big fucking mad tooth.
Oh.
I was like, run about sticking it into people on it.
Right.
But they wanted to use the pig, so they just took the tooth out and then let it grow and then somebody ate it.
And
you know?
Somebody ate the pig. Oh, bless. I know, I kind of, don't get me wrong, I really do. There are things that I've read and seen where I go, that's cruel. Mm-hmm. That's wild, you know. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. Like, it really does sicken me. There have been times where I've actually thought, I know I enjoy meat, but I actually think I could be a vegetarian if I wanted to. Like, I mean, see, especially the way you see a lot of Indian people that are vegetarian and their food is so full of flavour. That's probably why. Because, like, if you cook things well... In fact, I've started... I know I'm not vegan, But to save money and to sort of cut out meat, a couple of days a week, I will make a vegan dish. Or like, I don't, do you know what? It happened by accident. By accident. It just so happened that a couple of the dishes that I was making during the week were vegan. And I was like, fuck, it's actually got no dairy in it, no meat, no nothing. Lock up me.
Well, see,
acting like a middle class man.
See, Dietary does.
Free dairy. Sorry.
Dietary. Oh, yeah, 100%. Don't help me the other day. I was driving up there. I was going to Bennigans. And
Bennigans is a gig in dairy.
Chicken box. And
chicken box? I thought you were vegan. Sorry.
Desperate. You're better than that.
I know I am better than that, but I don't like to be. Like, I love the wee shitty jokes.
Stuff.
Oh, fuck.
I love
it.
Cheap, yeah.
Curtis says it to me all the time.
Chickens.
You can, cheap. See, you're better than that, but I love it. So go chicken box dairy.
And I was with a driver who wasn't the most ideal, wasn't the best driver about the whack. I can say that.
Got his license in a lucky bag.
Which assume it was a man. Says more about you than me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm also qualified to say that because I passed my theory test last Thursday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, boom tings, bud me.
So I was up and they were going off an exit, right? It was the wrong exit. I was like, it's up there, go up there. The sign says Londonderry. I just picked the rest of the way.
Sacrilege, Brónagh and the kid.
I near killed over.
Said, dairy.
Yeah.
The sign is, do you know, I loved the fact that there was, I went to Derry for uni. And on the way up there, every week we used to laugh at the fact that somebody took the time to scribble out all the Londons.
That's culture. That's culture. I love that.
It's culture, so it is. Do you know what I mean? But one time they got it wrong and they scribbled out London, but they ended up writing, they wrote London. They like spray painted London, but it was wrong. Like they must have just fucking done that many of them that they went, uh-oh. Do you know what I mean? I made a boo-boo. But yes, so you were telling me there about how you were doing a gig in Dungannon, was it?
No.
Where was it? Nicaoidh. I actually said Dungannon the first time and got it wrong. That shows you what you need to know about my memory.
You said Nicaoidh.
Oh, Newtonabbey. I said Newtonabbey. I always get mixed up between Newtonabbey and Nicaoidh because they both have Newton. But here, tell me this. I believe everybody wants to know what happened, and so do I. I'm intrigued. Tell me the story.
It was fun. I have to say, up at Don Doyle, he runs Bad Adder in the AB bar in Nicaoidh. I'd never been there in my life, but there was a UVF band parade.
Okay.
Coming down the next street, so I was immediately so comfortable.
Lovely.
Yeah, I got in and I was all hyped, you know, a good lineup. Dave Elliott was headlining, a couple of R-Spuds on, fantastic comics, and the room was packed out. A couple of wee chatterboxes at the front of the room, and one act come on, then another act come on, then it was my turn, and Dom introduced me, says Brónagh from West Belfast. Got up, these boys, but there was about 8 of them at the table, but about 3 of them were cunts.
All right, okay.
So, Brónagh from West Belfast walked up. The guy went, he started shouting shit. But the only thing I clocked was...
him.
We skipping to the end.
Oh!
So, I'm joking, I'm pacifist.
Right,
But he said something.
I'm pacifist.
He
Mac
says,
is
go on, big girl, or something big girl.
All right.
There's something referencing fat bastard,
It's
basically.
fighting talk.
And I was wearing an overshirt. And I just like made the room go quiet, and I was like, right, everybody, this guy says, go on, big girl, what do I gotta do? Go on, big girl, take my top off.
Aye.
Fucking, yeah. And
Get
then,
on
then
you.
Dom was like, fuck, that's nice. I'm not having that in this house.
Yeah.
So he went over and he just told him to settle
Shut the
down.
fuck up.
Settle down, yeah. But they had too much liquor in them and they just fucking bit back. But little did they know, I used to be a doorman.
Right.
I'm a qualified doorman, all cash on hand, like, but you know, they did
it's
the
the
doors.
best.
And I was up on the stage, fucking murder in this corner, and trying to like talk to this part of the room, and they were all like fucking eyeballing. So I was
Get
like,
away.
"Come on, guys, we'll stop this for a minute, put the microphone down." I went over to this guy, and it was like, "See, you can't do. I can do this thing. I don't know if you can do it. I don't know if it's a West Belfast thing, but I can switch between. It's an act. I can go, see you fucking bastard, you ladies, go ahead,
Yeah,
back to your seats.
yeah,
See
yeah,
you." Like, I can just swap back and forward. The defense, but I've never.
I do that with my kids whenever I'm on the phone. See, you wee fuckers, just matter.
All right, don't worry.
Hello, doctor, I need Valium.
But that switch, I'm really good at it. I've exercised it for a long time. So that's what doing the voodoo and stuff
Yeah.
has helped out with. But yeah, got them sort of settled down. But when this was happening, this wee doll, she was about fucking 70, 75. We totally think went up on the stage. I didn't turn the mic off. Went, guys, are we here to laugh or are we here to argue?
Stop it. Did you?
So I was like, right, I left my final blow.
That's the one aunt in the family that's all, everybody calm down. You know what I mean?
Rock and roll, baby, you know?
Nobody meant it. Everybody's getting listened to. Fuck up.
About Christmas. So everything was calmed down. I sent, have you ever met Don Doyle?
No, I don't think so.
Humongous guy. Big guy. Big man. He's from the West, but he lives in Ards or whatever.
Right.
But I sent them all away. I was like, let me handle this. I'm licensed. I'm not licensed. I'm trained. But I was like, I'm a licensed doorman.
I love it. The Westie comes to Newton and Ards and goes,
Takes over.
I'm licensed for this shit. Licensed to fucking kill. Yeah, licensed to put you out, son.
100%. I was alright. So I went up on stage. I was like, I said, what's your name? And her name was fucking Sean or something. I was like, everybody listen to Sean here. We'll be back in 10-15 minutes. So I went back, and then one of the other comics just went, a wee skitter is all I'm going to say. A wee skitter was sort of right in the face of the sort of like the epicenter of the fucking murder match. And I went, here, go and sit down now. I forgot that I was a comic and went full doorman.
Oh my God,
and I was
brilliant.
Like, I got them out. I was alright. Dom assisted.
I imagine you like transforming into a doorman. Like, what's your doorman name?
It's Brónagh. The real name's not there.
No, I just think, like, you know the way you can have like a stripper name. What would my
What would my doorman be?
Your doorman name be? Yeah, Brónagh, knock you out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm Brónagh knock you out.
I'm Brónagh knock you out. I fucking love it. Mine's bro, as in I'm your bro, but nah, as in nah, I'm not.
Fuck me, how long? You'd be fucking dead by the time I got to saying it. I know. So, long story short, they were all away. Everything was settled down. There was a man who was running, like, brilliant guy. I got to know him after that. But he says, Mary, you at the front with me. And I was like, he worked there. I was like, oh, fuck me. He goes, do you know I'm XRUC? And I went, I'm dead. I'm literally.
Oh my God, right.
Ours a fake, good job. I went, fucking yes.
Oh my God.
It was so good.
I'm XRUC. And I went, oh, did I let you down there then? Because your training would have had us all fucking
he was
stomped
away, he
on.
was away in the bar or something, God bless him. No, I have nothing bad to say about that guy. He was a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
And then we went back onto the stage afterwards and we just played up on it. I was meant to do 10. I ended up doing a good 15, just waffling shit. Just like just reacting with the crowd and all. But I did a lot of I always do political stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like the sort of fucking mental attack thing that happened really aided the like set, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think out about all my trauma. Just
so
like it
just
benefits
use
you
it.
some way in the end.
I honestly think I've like forever said that I think that the Westies do love a bit of comedy because if you can't fucking laugh, you'll cry. Do you know what I mean? Like
100%.
just laughing at it. I always say as well, see, sometimes whenever you're mentioning something to do with like the troubles or you mention something that's like traumatic and you get from the crowd what I call a wee trauma laugh. Somebody will go, where you know that they're identifying with it and you go, trauma laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's good. I've never thought about that as a concept, but it's 100% the crack. Like,
Yeah, just like you go, I love actually looking at people dead in the eye and being like, do you like that one, did you? You like that, didn't you? I don't know what it is with me. I take these wee moments to appreciate people's laughs, or I'll go, do you like that one?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just like letting that hang in the air. I see my stand up. What I'm trying to do with it, I'm trying to make it like, you've heard about all my shit, all the things I'm at. I'm trying to do it like activism, right? But funny.
Yeah.
So I talk about one of the best clips I've got on my Instagram is a joke that I made about being domestically abused.
Right.
And it fucking soared through the ranks. I loved it. It's so good to get talking about it.
Oh my God, go for it.
No, it's not like a joke you can tell. It's a story with a fucking like,
right, it's a wee
you know?
story.
It's like a wee zinger at the end, you know. And then but being infertile. I'm infertile as fuck.
I'm infertile as fuck, are you?
I thought you were like saying, I was like, no, you're not.
Oh no, I have 4.
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
Okay, girl's got to try.
Yeah. No, but like I make a wee joke about it. No, it's all good. It sounds really shit when because people always go to you, like see dudes and all, 'cause I'm single. Like dudes are always like, oh, you do comedy? What's your comedy about? You know, it's like women's issues, you know, human rights.
Yeah, and they're like,
that's shit.
no, but it's actually brilliant. Like comics like Bill Hicks and stuff. Half of the time he wasn't even telling the joke. He was giving you a full on like TED talk.
Observation. Yeah.
Yeah, but you were just loving it. I think people just identify with being there and hearing truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think you can tell. That's why I was talking with this last night, I think. Like, see, when Rory Woods was doing some bits in Madden's, I think it was the other day, and he was telling a story, and it was a really, really funny story. But he was laughing, and you could just sense the authenticity of what he was saying, and it made everybody. It just like it didn't make you laugh, like it was like made you laugh, like it was a proper like you can tell the authentic story. All my stories are all authentic.
Yeah. Do you know what? Believe it or believe it not, a lot of people don't believe. Well, like afterwards, they're like, "Ha, it's funny. Can you imagine if that actually happened?" And I'm like, no, it really did happen. Because, like, you couldn't write this shit. I think that's probably why he ended up doing the comedy as well. Because so much bizarre shit just happens in life, especially whenever you live here. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you get all sorts of madness. Do you know what I mean? Like, I tell my bomb scare story sometimes, and then people are like, ha, ha, ha. And they walk up to Curtis and he's like, no, it really happened. Like, I was really shitting myself.
But would you rather that or them go, like, you okay? I hate it when people are like, you nearly did it. Or you're like, you're right being infertile. Like, yeah. But, like, I hate it when people get too, like, serious about it, you know?
Yeah. No, kids aren't for everybody. Like, seriously. I completely understand. A lot of my friends don't have kids. I'm probably one of the only ones that does. But, you know, couldn't eat a whole one. You know, one of these days.
My God, it says that it always goes... I like kids. I used to go to school with them.
I used to go to school with them. My dad would always say, he went to school. Went to him one time, what school did you go to? And he went, I went to a school for backward boys. And I went, And he went, sorry, though, it was next to a school for forward girls. Right? And I was, okay. Do you want to hear the word of the week? Right. The word of the week is, do you want to try and say it?
Extravage.
I would say extravage as well, like extravage or extravage.
See, I didn't want to be like extravage. But you say it the same as me, so I feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
I would say extravage.
I'm sure a pretentious person will say extravage. Do you know what I mean?
Microwave.
We go microwave. We were talking about that word, wasn't I, Jella? The microwave. I always think of like microwave. But yeah, extravage is like to wander from the point. So, like, I saw that word and I was like, that's definitely going to be one for the podcast because that's what we do as a rule of thumb.
Big time.
You know what I mean? But you can either wander, it means like to wander off from the point, digress, or it can be literally, where like you wander off. Do you know what I mean?
Good, yeah.
And that too is me. Like, I like the extravage a lot. You know, I happen to find that I have extravage.
Did you say you have ADHD?
Yeah.
Yes, same. So I feel that. Like, there's so many stories. I have 1,000,001 stories. But I don't think I've finished any of them to anybody because I get distracted by something in that story and start telling another one. Yeah. So, like, you never really... Did I finish that story? I can't remember. You know what I mean? But then you forget.
You did.
I did? Good on
I think you did. But see, that's probably why I find whenever I meet somebody with ADHD as well, the conversation flows more... cleanly because you don't get distracted about the fact that you don't finish stories. You just go on to the next one and you always end up circling back. But also I do extravage literally in terms of wandering off because like I will literally be that kid that goes, like I'm 36 years of age and I'll see something shiny and I'm like, shiny, and then I go, fuck, where's the kids? Shit. You know what I mean? Like that's my fault. We went to London and went to M&M World one year and brought all the kids to M&M World, right? It was one of the days we went into central London and we went, kids, let's go to M&M World. And we were walking about. Kurt's sister has a photograph of him that day. And I just think it is, you know, it's just absolutely beautiful because in the photograph, if you look at it and you say, what's this man experiencing? You would know extreme stress, right? He's like, you know, because he was wrangling all the kids, but I had wandered off. And I didn't realise this. I was like, he said he was like running about after all the kids. One of them was throwing a tantrum. The other one was sitting in his pram, forgotten about. And the other one was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Finger up the nose. And I had just walked back and went, here, look. I made a tricolour out of all these M&Ms, right? I had went all the way around and found like all the green Crispies and chocolate and whatever else, nut ones, all the way, you know, where I'm going here, and all the orange. He said he couldn't find me anywhere. Whenever he turned around in the middle of all the carnage, I was just standing there going, tricolour! And this woman went, look, she's made the Irish flag with the thing. And I went, yo, free dairy. I was like, a tricolour. I was was wondering why he wasn't so happy.
Yeah.
He was like, get the fuck over here and help me with your fucking kids. I was like, but look, what's wrong with you? Look, I wander off all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm terrible for it.
And I think I'm pretty stationary.
Are you?
Stationary a lot of the time. See the ADHD, like the hyperactive side of it. Obviously,
Do you get
is
the
very
paralysis then?
it's very in my head. But like, I seen like a video a couple of weeks ago.
She's like,
when you start-
inside I'm hyper.
inside. No, I swear, I feel like I've got like 6 layers to my brain, and they're all constantly going a dinger, and they're all doing different things. But like on the outside, I'm like,
Yeah,
you know, it's like
just
dead,
staring
you know,
at you.
staring at me. Yeah, but I'm like constantly thinking about stuff. But the hyperactive, that's what I have a joke on my set about that. I was talking to a fella in work about having ADHD. He was like, "You sure you've got ADHD? Because you don't seem hyperactive." Fat bastard, you know. Like it was like, okay, fair enough. Like,
You cheeky bastard.
I don't think I do seem hyper. Sometimes you ever get like when you're like proper like turbocharged, and you
Yeah.
start fucking wrecking the place.
Yeah.
Not like
Oh my
wrecking the place,
God.
but like
I dance about the kitchen a bit. Like, I do a thing where, like, I'll get the kids and I'll get them all hyped. In fact, half the time, I mean, they all have ADHD as well, but they'll stand and look at me and go, do you know what I mean? But I, like, put on, my favourite song to put on whenever I'm having a manic moment is Gay Bar by Electric Six.
don't know.
You, I wanna take you to a
Oh
gay
yeah,
bar.
yeah.
Down,
Wow.
down, 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 down,
Like,
down,
put
down,
the
down,
radio on,
down,
I
down.
don't know.
Aye, that was it. Just like that. He's our musician. I'll get him to get his guitar out in a minute. But I put it on and I usually just like jump about the kitchen
Yeah.
like a mad bastard.
ham.
And the baby was in his wee bouncy one day and he was giving it stacks as well. And I was like, oh, God, I'll take that too, okay? But I worry because, like, my husband's ma is a social worker. Like, she could walk into my house and go, that's it. Give me those fucking kids.
I can feel like that's good parenting. I think that's good parenting.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, just taking an interest in them, I suppose, is
Yeah, and give them
more
such
than what I
excellent
got.
taste in
Me too.
music as well. Yeah.
Electric Six, Chef's Kiss,
You know, Love Shack. Really Love Shack.
Love Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
know all about the Love Shack whenever they get their Milky Bar, Sean, isn't that right?
What?
I have to tell this on air. We had an episode where I was talking to Luke McGibbon about how
What a guy.
I love him.
What a guy.
Absolutely love with bones clean off him. We were talking and I was saying about how he was like, you know, basically, how do you ever manage to get some time to yourselves whenever you have kids? And I was like, my kids know whenever they get the Milky Bar, go on, you into the living room, watch TV. And he said, just one Milky Bar? And I went, no, multi-pack, like, you get treats. But see that very day that we had that conversation, Sean, take it from here.
Brónagh was packing up all her stuff and she was like going, fuck, I have so much in my handbag, and she started to like lift stuff out the clear space and there was a full multi-pack of Milky Bars. We all just looked at each other and she was like, this is just very coincidental.
Yeah, it was like, this doesn't mean Curtis is on a promise. This is genuinely just bought these Milky Bars, which was true. It was true.
Since you're not a liar, it's good. It's nice. It's
I'm not
nice.
allowed, do you know what I
Coincidence.
mean? Yeah, the Milky Bars, the Milky Bar kid is strong and tough.
Orla, my wee sister, is a G. Like she's class. Like there's me, I'm 24. My brother's 21, and then Orla's 5.
Was she a wee surprise, baby?
But we've all got the same man dad.
Oh my God.
On a baller
When?
or what? Yeah. But Achade is mad.
It's
She's
crazy.
fantastic. She turned around. Her and my ma were in the car a couple of weeks ago, and sitting in the car while the windows are up, and Orla was doing something. Oh, she went dinner, dickhead. And my ma went.
No, that's brilliant.
That's so funny. But my ma went. I told her. My ma went. Orla, what are you saying? And she goes, are the windows down? And my ma went, no. She says, well, what's the problem? She was worried about anyone hearing it. I was like, that's incredible.
You
That's
can't
so
argue against that, man. Like, you go and buy her Milky Bar, like,
Yeah,
she's just preaching the truth.
very, she's so funny. She's absolutely
Sean's
hilarious.
in a wrinkle. I was really waiting on you going, fat man. And I was like, nah, I have to.
No,
like, yeah.
no. But she asked me, she goes, what's the baddest word that you know? And I was like, I'm going to think about this for a minute.
Rachel.
I went, scallywag. And she was like,
Scallywag.
And then for ages, for a good lot of weeks, so I didn't tell my ma about this interaction. I just kept whispering in her ear, and my ma thought I was really like badly
Giving her a bad
influencing her.
word.
But then there was one day, my dad and my ma were in the living room, and I says to Orla, I was like, isn't isn't my dad such a scallywag?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, stop it, my daddy and all. But I was like,
Your ma calls me worse.
And then he ruined it.
Why would
He just spoiled the crack. He was like, that's not even a bad word. And I googled it and showed her.
Bastard. How dare he use Google for good?
She loves a bit of Google. She talks to the wee okay Google.
Oh,
In the house.
yeah.
Tell me a joke, and she'll memorize them, and then she'll go. My work has a cafe in it, and I brought her down a couple of. My mom dropped me in Daisy's because I was fucking having a panic attack.
Right.
And she brought the child down with her, and there's a wee open cafe, and a couple of my chums were all walking past, and all. And she goes, she thought that they were my comedy work friends.
Right.
You know, she didn't realize. So she was like, I know I can do jokes, and then she turned around to this wee girl. She was like, "Going here joking on." I was like, yeah. She goes, what's that? Spider? What's that? A dead spider? And the girl was like, this is like a wee cute 5-year-old in a Cinderella t-shirt. Why is she like talking about dead
What's
spiders?
that? Spider with a big head?
That's good. I'm sure up.
Yeah, sure, that one. Oh my God, I love this wee girl. We are getting her on next.
She'd love it.
We will actually get her on the podcast next.
Obviously, I'm involved with the trade union and all. There was a strike on last year, and the stage was empty. This critter climbed up onto the stage in an Antrim GAA, like...
Right, full rig.
Yeah. And went up with a flag. Started going, up the workers! Then up in the paper.
Is this your wee sister did this?
Yeah, 4 years old. 4 years old.
Up the workers.
Up the workers. They all loved her. They all loved her. It was mad.
Oh my God, I love her. Like, can she be my mascot?
She could be anybody's mascot. She's taking commissions if anyone wants to pay.
Yeah, get her a cameo. And she can be like, don't be such a scallywag. You know, she could actually make money out of that. But you were saying, like, whenever we were talking, and you were saying just there about how, like, I'm not educated. When you are, like, you're an intelligent woman, you know.
Life skills, yeah.
Life skills, not just life skills, though. I mean, like, do you have a favourite word?
Yeah.
Go.
But, like, it's not... it's a bit wild, like...
Go for it.
Well, it's not a bit wild, it's just a bit shit. So I love this word because I personally feel like you can fucking shoehorn or into anything.
Right.
Even though it doesn't match the definition. This is my favourite word my whole life.
Go.
So, do you know the word coagulated?
Coagulated, like blood?
Yeah.
Like clotting?
But, like, you feel like, see if you're feeling a wee bit, like, a bit starving or something, like, fuck, I'm coagulated. You know, like, it's like, I feel like you can just wing it into anything. So that would be my, like, official favourite word. But there's a couple of wee, like, zingers. I tend to get, like, hooked on a word or phrase.
Yeah.
For, like, a couple of weeks. Like, I feel like I'm doing it ironically to begin with, and then I get stuck. I'm doing it all the time. See, do you know, at the minute, I'm going, I MC the pub on Monday, and I was like, icon this, icon that. Like, what am I saying that for? What am I saying that?
Icon. I do stuff like that as well, but I have like stims, you know, from being ADHD. So my stim word that I'll say repeatedly is, it's not actually a word, it's a name. I go, Slobodan Milosevic. Right? I'm obsessed with Slobodan Milosevic. You know, the well, he's dead now, isn't he?
Who is it?
Thank God you asked.
Right, hold on. I'll give you the breakdown.
That's so weird, right? Because, see, in the last year, like, there's been this footballer that's came through, like, you know, sort of made himself a big name. He plays in Naples, plays for Napoli in Italy. And he's from Georgia, right? But his second name is Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia?
Yeah, that's just his surname, right? But I've been going about the house for months now, just going Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia. I like that, Kvaratskhelia.
You trying to spell that?
I'm trying to spell Slobodan Milosevic and it's not
Say it
working.
into Google.
Oh.
If it comes up and you say it into Google.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked, but no signal. Oh, because I'm on airplane mode. I do. And it turns out I was spelling it right. Well, the first name, not the surname. Right, so he was a Serbian and Yugoslav politician and was the president of Serbia from 1989 to 1997. Brónagh Diamond also loves repeatedly saying his name as she goes about the house.
It does confirm it does say that.
It says that. It definitely says that, like.
What about, like, I always get stuck in. Did you ever see that film? I can't remember what film it is. And it's like Paul Rudd, and he's like, my dick. My dick.
You're gonna take that dick. You're gonna take that dick.
Can't
I shared that on Twitter recently because my ma was in the hospital
Not going to
with
now.
severe respiratory problems. She has COPD, the Nicaoidh, and she was in the hospital, couldn't get a fucking breath, and I showed her that thing where it was all, I'm gonna get my dick up in your face. And she nearly died, right? She was like, that's fucking matricide. My sister was going, showing her that, and she's not well. She was going...
What a way to go, but
Exactly.
That's from I Love You Man.
It's from Wanderlust.
Is it from that?
Wanderlust. I Love You Man is the one where it's
Love the bass, man.
slapping the bells. It's like, why do you sound Irish? It's not. It's a Jamaican slapping the bells. If you haven't seen I Love You Man or Wanderlust, you have to watch them. because-
Wanderlust, the one with Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, it's the one with Jennifer Aniston where they're like away, and then they're like, this is a part where she wants to sexually experiment.
Yeah.
And she tells him that he needs to learn how to talk dirty. So he's practicing in the mirror and he's looking and he's going, yeah, you want this dick all up in your
I
face.
think I must have just seen the clip because the rest of that, or else I just forgot every other bit.
Yeah,
of that
that's
film. It's
to
my
be
favourite
fair,
bit, for sure.
after that bit, it's just like,
It's all downhill.
There's one
Yeah.
other good bit in that film, and I watched this like it came out over 10 years ago. I think.
did it?
I think so.
I'm old.
Because I remember me and Nicole watching it, and we still quote this day. There's like a wee point in it where there's like a nudist guy in it, like an old nudist guy in it,
Yes, that's right.
and they're all tripping off like mushrooms or something at one point in the film, and the nudist is running about like was fucking everything hanging out, and he goes, oh fuck, I've lost my keys. And has anybody seen my keys? I left them in my pocket. Fucking wearing any clothes.
He's just naked as the day he was born. Sure. Do you know the way you were saying about using words like you're using them ironically and then you end up using them? I do that a lot. Me and my mate have this thing. We touched on it with Sean. You know where you talk like an old person? And we think, like we think that we grannies and grandas talk like that because that's how they spoke back in those days. But I don't think that's the case. I think they talk like us, and it's just as you get older, you start talking.
Getting the rasp.
You start talking that way. Like I found myself rolling my R's and all. You know, by accident. Like my dad go, you need to try. You need to try. And I'll go, try? Oh, fuck. What's happening to me? I'm going culture here.
I thought you were talking about the phrases. I love
Yeah, I
old
do.
lady phrases.
I love saying, right, our favourites are, well, for a start, you always have to say nah when you've completed anything that, you know, nah. Like, it could be even, like, watch this.
It's hard, isn't it?
Nah. Nearly fucking drowned myself. Nah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you get the, it always reminds me of, like, you know, walking over to see my granddad's grave and my granny getting to it, finally sitting down and going, nah. And I was like, is that nah because she's sitting there or nah because he's dead? But, you know, whenever you do something like, or I love saying that everything was 2 and 6. Do you know the way old people still talk about the fucking money that you used? And they'll go, see, back in my day, wagon wheels were massive. I'm massive obsessed. Biscuits, everything was bigger, right? Everything, like, says chocolate bars were massive.
Is this true? Is this like true, like a fact?
Oh, yeah, do you not remember? Right, David Docherty was actually talking about seeing a film that was shot like in the 1980s, and he said, and I quote, the size of the Mars bar in this guy's hand was positively indecent. Right? And this was actually, he wrote it on Facebook, but I just saw him saying it, you know what I mean? And it's still to this day is stuck in my head. It was positively indecent. But my ma will talk about wagon wheels and she'll be like, see, back in my day, but you could have fed a family of 8 with a wagon wheel biscuit. Like, they were that big, like you had to hold them with both.
we were talking about this on Tuesday out in Edinburgh.
Were you?
Or Patrick. Well, he says, like, my man used to keep a Mars bar in the fridge and cut it into 4 pieces. I would have fed him, our Jackie, Andrea, and my mama.
Did he say this on the podcast?
Yeah.
I swear to God, me and Patty are kindred spirits. It was honest to God, that's the way it is. Though I remember, but see, whenever you start talking about stuff like this that you can't remember, you sound like a wee old person. So I start doing the old person thing. Like I was telling about, I used to love Snickers bars, still do, but they were called marathon back in my day.
Yeah,
a Snickers was a marathon, right? But it used to be, they were that big. I remember whenever you bought a bar of chocolate and you'd have took a few bites out of it, like, and put it in your pocket. I'm just saying, that makes me sound geriatric.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But whenever I was pregnant, I said to Curtis, go on out and get us now marathon there. Get us a Snickers and I'm gagging for a fucking Snickers, right? Was pregnant, you know, a proper pregnancy craving. And he went to me, right, okay. So he went out to the van shop, which he found absolutely hilarious. He was like, it's a shop and it's a fucking van, right? And I was like, exactly. It's a van shop, right? And he went out to the van shop to get me a Snickers and he came in with one Snickers, right? Don't ever do that to me, no matter whether or not I'm pregnant. But it was one fucking Snickers.
Individual bar?
One individual bar. Like, who even does that? You could have got 4 of them in the pound shop for £1, right? Or $1.25 now. But whenever I opened it up, honest to God, I'm not even exaggerating. Because I went, is that a snack size Snickers? But I nearly cried. I was like, are you fucking serious? Yeah. Why did you only get me that's fucking worse than having a Snickers, because I'm just going to get the taste for it. And then, you know, not have any more Snickers. Snickers. I want a Snickers. But yeah, so I do that, or I'll go. And then, you know, the way nowadays, it's 97p for one Snickers. Back in my day, you could have got them for 2 and 6.
I've never heard that one. I would still always say, if I walk past anybody that's homeless in the street, like, if you want to spare change, having 2D, mate.
Having 2D?
Having 2D, mate.
We used 2D.
Don't even know what the fuck it means, like, but I was having 2D, mate.
2D? What was 2D, though? Because I say that. Like, 2D would have been...
Before 3D came out.
2D's real life. Yeah. Isn't it? Everything's just flat. Folks, having 2D. Well, fucking thank God, because you can't spend them anymore if you got a pound glove.
Yeah. You have to put the wee whistle on when you do the old person voice as well. You have to go, Snickers or
Snickers. It's like spitting. Herbert the pervert. Yeah. Smell my finger. I know, whenever you start whistling, just euthanize me, like, put me down. Because whenever you get that Ian Paisley whistle, like, you're ready for the grave. But I really love it. Like, I can't wait until I'm old, so that I can do it. Like, I'm going to get a wee walking stick and just hit people with it and all. You know the way people get away with murder? Yeah, you are. Why not?
No, not a hope, mate.
Why?
I'm just...
It's too many gigs and fucking...
I know, John, it's just
Newton Arts.
Too famous, mate, you know? No, I smoke so many fags, drink a lot of Guinness, and then, like, I've got hypermobility, right? Which sounds really mad. Basically double jointed, but, like, it's hurts.
Oh yes, my son has that.
But, like, see, I fell off the stage last week, and the reason I fell off the stage was because I have a twisted knee, right? But I fell off the stage, my knee twisted again, and then I sprained my ankle and twisted both my knees.
Oh my God.
But shit, I got abs all the time.
My knees!
It was so embarrassing, but I rocked it out. So it was like, should I either, like, look like a clumsy bastard or a cringy cunt? So I went for cringy cunt.
Did you? So what did you do?
I fell, right? I fell. This stage was about 3 inches, right? My fucking calves were still on the stage. My knees were on the dirt.
Fell off bigger dicks.
I know.
I'm only joking.
James McKegney has that joke. He says that. That's wrong.
I need to stop it. That's terrible. God forgive me.
Crude.
Sorry, I'm very crude. Lapsed Catholic, love.
Lapsed Catholic?
Lapsed Catholic.
Lapsed Catholic, yeah.
Still have all the guilt, but none of the religion. You know, I have faith. I believe in God, but I don't rattle rosaries.
Yeah, the crystals are in here.
At the altar, really. No.
No.
Crystal meth.
Last night, I was looking for sage crystals. Did you see my story from last night? There was murder.
No.
Not murder. It was murder. But I learned a lot about myself last night.
Right.
So I think I'm the toughest cunt about the whack myth. I think I'm a
Did
proper,
Facebook
like,
make you cry?
No, but something did. So me and Jazz were coming out of a gig and dropped somebody up home in East Belfast, coming home. About half a mile up from the Albert Bridge Road,
right.
there was this woman, skinny, all in white, turban on her head, standing in the middle of the road with her hands behind her back, and all the cars around her had stopped, and I looked, and then I started screaming.
Right?
Right, Jasmine agreed with me. This was a ghost. We looked it
I
up.
was going to say, I think you've seen a ghost.
Right, so looked it up. The White Lady, usually associated with tragedy. We're in fucking East Belfast. I'm a Catholic. Like, I was like, okay, that makes sense. But then I posted it on my Instagram. And then I got to reply to it. I'm like, that's just that woman that runs about. And then I found the video. I don't know if you've probably seen it. She was like,
The one that screams everywhere?
Yeah, that one in the Holy Land, but there's
mean?
another one. There's a video, and she pretends to be the Virgin Mary or something, and she's standing, do you know the bridge from
Is it the
Devastator
girl who
Town?
pretends to be the nun?
Yeah.
Is it the same woman?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I looked at it, but I made Jasmine walk me in. I hung up a picture of the Sacred Heart of Jesus on the wall, and I was fucking shitting my trunks.
Get away.
I know. I'm so shitty. Not afraid of
Funnily
them.
enough, but then a ghost you can't fight. I've always said, like, you know, you can, if a burglar comes in, because my sister used to go, you should be more afraid of the living than the dead, Brónagh, and I used to go, but you can't stab a ghost. Do you know what I mean?
Really
like,
true.
that's hard. But funnily enough, that sounds exactly like a story my brother-in-law was telling me the other day. He said that his friend, she was walking home from work in London, and she saw this woman, and she's really scraggly, and her hair is mad, and she just looks otherworldly fucking terrifying. And she like went, ha! And so Em ran home and rang Noel and said, like, I think I've just seen a ghost. I think I've seen a spirit. And she described the woman to him, and he went, oh no, that's just Baba Yaga, right? They call this prostitute that stands around there Baba Yaga. And I went, oh my God, he's told me about that too. Apparently she used to like stand and offer all the school fellas and like all the things she's got. What a blowjob, love, but she's no fucking teeth. She has wee stumps and all this mad grey hair, and she's just so every society must have their own version of Baba Yaga. Because I was like, if she was in Belfast, we'd have called her the Banshee.
Does that mean something?
Baba Yaga's a witch. You know,
right,
like
okay.
she's a witch. She's supposed to like have a house that has chicken legs. It's like an
House
old.
that has chicken legs?
I think it's like an old. Is it like Norse or one of those sort of stories of Baba Yaga?
Was there a
as the witch?
film called this? Was there a film called this before? The started with a B.
The Babadook?
The Babadook.
Babadook. Must be like something similar.
It
like,
must
like
be
the female version of the
yeah,
the
like
Babadook or
it's.
something.
But she was a cracker. I was like, oh, she sounds like good crack. No, she smokes crack, Brónagh. Do you know what I mean? Speaking of prostitution, do you want to hear the dirty word?
Sex work? Yeah.
Of the week? Yeah. Sex work. Sorry. Oh, yes, that's right. Sex work.
Yeah.
Sex work is work. Of course it is. Have you ever
real
seen
work.
some of the ugly bastards? They have to fucking shag.
I thought you were gonna say something. Ugly bastard sex worker. I was like solidarity, and I was like, oh, no, don't matter.
Shagging your husband because you don't want to.
Wow, look at that one. It's nice.
Right?
Amidophilia.
Amidophilia, yeah. So it's basically.
Let me guess.
Right, go.
Naughty.
Did you ever see Emmett out of Twilight?
Yeah.
Like people that really fancy him. Amityville.
Very good. And Emmett out of Twilight makes me want to boke.
I know. And at the time, though, you thought he was.
You thought he was
like,
a wee bit hunky, you know. Yeah. Emmett, he's like a big burr. But yeah, see the way I throw you in, it makes you want to boke. That's only because amedophiliacs are people who enjoy or get sexually aroused by either vomiting, watching somebody vomit, being vomited on. Sean looks like he's going to vomit right now, just for the record.
Did you hear the sigh? It fucking blew me away.
He's like, she still manages to find.
It's always fluid. All this fluid.
Yeah, like last week. What was last week's one? It was tears.
Oh.
Tears was last.
That one was just sad. It was just sad.
Decrophilia. Decrophilia. Wasn't it?
Decrophilia.
Yeah, you get decked now, I'll get off. But no, this is literally, so that's another one that your wee healthcare workers might have enjoyed, like being pooped on. I can't imagine something worse, like vomit. Do you know what I mean? But see, in saying that,
I think vomit's worse than shit.
I'd say
Depends on the shit.
depends on what you've ate.
depends on the
Like
shit.
for both.
No, vomit wouldn't be worse than shit, would it? Because shit is just...
See a big hard shit, that'd be alright. It wouldn't
Full
be-
of fibre.
But a big runny shit.
She's had her Weetabix this morning.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My ex-boy, this fella I dated for a while, he was fucking gross, but he couldn't hold his liquor, And these dudes do this all the time to me. Fucking sound like a hooer there, doesn't it?
What?
But they do this thing where they try to keep up with me when I'm on the beers.
Oh,
But like, see, because I have like one Guinness for every gig, I'm tepid, you know, I'm like seasoned, or what's that word? Tempered? I'm tempered, you know, I'm like seasoned.
Yeah.
But these wee dudes try to keep up. This fella, one night, somebody, he was trying to act cool in front of me, right?
Right.
He took a smoke of a joint of a homeless man. And then I've never seen.
Okay.
I know
Scabby joint.
He had
For a start,
homeless
how
guy.
dare he take a homeless man's good
I know.
drugs?
The homeless man wanted money. He was like, I didn't have any change. He was checking his pockets. He's like, do I smoke of that? And I didn't have any change. So the homeless man was like, fucking double fuck.
You bastard.
Yeah,
To give you a smoke of a joint. Well, the joke's on you. You've got fucking rabies.
Yeah, I know. I were away not long after that. But the homeless guy as well. I says with this guy, I was like, God bless, I can't. So I threw eggs.
God bless that
So I
cunt.
threw eggs at him, right? He's all covered in this like yellow egg yolk. Like, that's book. And I was like, oh mummy, that's book. But anyway, that's not the book part of the story I was telling you. So he had a smoke of this joint, had a couple of beers in him, and he was like, can I get a glass of water? And I went and got a glass of water in this hop house
He
glass.
was waiting.
And then he was like, 2 seconds. And he fucked out the water and went,
No
and just filled it
way.
up, and you just seen it going,
Stop it. Oh,
and
sorry, apologies.
I was like, I don't know what happened. But then, straight onto my fucking night dunks.
No way. He puked all over you.
And that guy as well, he was a fucking hot mess. He completely Catholic fished me.
What do you mean?
He told me that he was Catholic,
Right.
and he was not. He was not
way.
completely Catholic fished.
Gasp. Gay gasp.
I know.
Did he?
Yeah.
Does that shit matter to you?
No, well, Lan, yes, fact if you're Catholic or not. No, I've been around the block. I've been with fucking people who are Muslim, fucking English.
English, yeah. Well, my husband's English, so we'll say that.
I wouldn't stick about with them,
Sand top.
but like it's because of my experience. They can't understand me. I go to England and Scotland and stuff for work and stuff sometimes, and see the many times I get called Bruno.
Bruno.
Do you ever get that? Bruno. Like, it couldn't be like you must be trying to make a content of me.
Bruno.
Like it couldn't be. Yeah, it's
Oh my
bad.
god! Some people do. They like the muck it up. Like I was on the Chase years and years ago, right?
Get away! I love it.
Swear down.
Did you know what I did?
Did you not know I was right? I don't really advertise this fact, but it was. Stop laughing, Sean.
That's amazing. That's so good. I didn't know I found a celebrity. That's incredible. Wow.
He's tearing up. Stop. Right. I always said I had to go on the Chase because whenever I used to ask my mummy where my daddy was, he used to say he's way on the Chase, love. But right, Sean. He's definitely gonna look this up. Fuck.
I can't wait.
The clip's gonna be on the screen now.
Oh my god. So whenever I went on, it did like had a laugh. It was brilliant time.
Who is your chaser?
The Centre Man.
Ah,
The Centre Man.
Paul Sinner.
and he's a comic as well.
Yeah, he's a stand up, which was really good. It was good crack. But afterward, like all the reviews and stuff, people unbelievably like spend time talking on Twitter about the Chase, and I can't talk about those people because I went on it because I love it that much. I just loved it. I used to watch it all the time, but ever since it was on it, I don't watch it anymore because it's peaked.
Yeah, seen behind the scenes.
Yeah, I've peeked behind the curtain. You know what I mean? But that was the one main thing that loads of people said.
Your name was weird.
Oh my god, like, what sort of a fucking name is that? That's fucking ridiculous. Look at those stupid Irish names. And I was like, that's racist. Right? Because think about it this way. If I had a Nigerian name and been from Nigeria, they were saying those stupid fucking names.
It's because it's an English...
But
it's an
because
Irish name and an English English-speaking context.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, there was lovely, lovely people as well that, like, wrote nice things, but that was just, it honestly doesn't faze me, though. You can say whatever you want about me and I won't give a fuck.
It's a different language. It is, like, our names, that sounds really weird to say, but our name is a different language, so see if people get it wrong or whatever. Like, I would never, but it's the very, very obvious, like, thing.
Or people, have you ever had people saying to you, I don't do Irish names?